Deadly and formidable, the B-21 Raider's capabilities have sent shockwaves throughout the world of aviation. If the NGAD is America's next-generation sky predator, this $300 million stealth bomber is its silent shadow, poised to dominate any battlefield once revealed. Sleek, stealthy, and designed to evade radar, it could redefine the rules of aerial power. How will rival nations react to such a looming threat? And can any defense truly withstand the B-21's potential reach? Join us as we unveil the deadly capabilities of the B-21 and how formidable it is against even the sixth-generation air fighters. The goal of the B-21 Raider program was clear from the beginning: to produce a strategic bomber that was operationally successful and cost-controlled, not an experimental one-off marvel. Setting new standards for sixth-generation technology, its advanced stealth and low observable design reduce maintenance costs, while an open architecture allows rapid upgrades in weapons and software. Combined with advanced networking and cloud integration, the B-21 is built to adapt and dominate against evolving threats for decades. It is the backbone of future U.S. air power, combining advanced sensors, data integration, and weapon systems. Capable of carrying both conventional and nuclear payloads, it delivers unmatched flexibility using a mix of standoff and direct attack munitions to remain one of the most lethal and effective aircraft in the sky. Unlike traditional programs, details of the long-range strike bomber program's spending remain highly classified, making it nearly impossible to publicly track efficiency or cost adherence. Almost 11 years later, in December of 2022, the public finally glimpsed the results of Northrop's engineers' dedication. While some critics dismissed it as merely a B-2 version 2, the comparison is unfair. The Raider is deliberately smaller than its predecessor, with a wingspan of approximately 132 feet compared to the B-2's 172 feet, and an empty weight roughly half that of the Spirit. This smaller size is not a compromise but a design advantage. In stealth aircraft, bigger does not automatically mean better. Modern radar systems are countered not by sheer size but by advanced sensors, sophisticated signal processing, and integrated multiband systems. Reducing the aircraft's size dramatically lowers its effective scattering area, or ESR. For context, the B-1 Lancer's ESR was roughly 10 square meters, similar to a passenger car flying through the sky. The B-2 Spirit reduced that to a mere point, akin to a bumblebee or golf ball on radar, and the B-21 Raider pushes this even further, with an ESR so minuscule it is compared to a mosquito. This low-profile yet potent design allows the Raider to slip through hostile defenses with unprecedented stealth, maintaining operational and strategic superiority, while demonstrating that careful engineering, innovation, and precision can create an aircraft that is as cost-effective as it is virtually invisible to enemy sensors. The difference between the B-2 Spirit and the B-21 Raider in stealth technology is like comparing the surface of the ocean to the Mariana Trench. The Spirit employed first-generation stealth, innovative for its time, but largely concentrated in the forward section of the aircraft, leaving the rear more exposed. The Raider, however, benefits from fifth-generation plus stealth parameters, with every bolt, seam, and surface engineered to minimize detection across radio frequency, infrared, and acoustic ranges, rendering it virtually invisible in all 360 degrees. Its compact size allows it to penetrate heavily defended airspaces, strike targets, or gather intelligence where the B-2 would face serious risk. Unlike its predecessor, the Raider is free from the burdensome maintenance that made the Spirit infamous. The B-2 required specially controlled hangars in precise environmental conditions, and after each flight, nearly 40% of the 80 man-hours per flight hour were spent repairing low observable materials, according to the Government Accountability Office. These issues are essentially eliminated in the B-21, allowing for operational readiness from day one. Many worried that the smaller frame would compromise range, but range is not merely about wingspan. It results from fuel efficiency, aerodynamics, engine performance, and mission profile. Modern engines, lighter yet more powerful systems, and refined mission planning mean that the Raider can deliver ordnance across vast distances while staying outside enemy air defense zones. a capability unimaginable when the Spirit first took to the skies almost 3 decades ago. The combination of advanced stealth, optimized aerodynamics, and modern systems ensures that the B-21 Raider is not just a successor, but a revolutionary step forward in strategic bombing. Smaller, faster, harder to detect, easier to maintain, and far more capable in real-world operations, proving that true technological evolution is not measured by size alone, but by how intelligently every aspect of the aircraft is designed and integrated. The evolution of modern strategic bombing has increasingly favored standoff weapons, and the introduction of the nuclear-armed AGM-181 long-range standoff, or LRSO, cruise missile, alongside the upgraded B-611-3 nuclear bomb, underscores the reality that many critical missions are now carried out from a safe distance. While this might seem at odds with the B-21 Raider's traditional role as a stealthy penetrator of enemy air defenses, modern threats, multi-layered networks of low-frequency radars, high-resolution infrared systems, passive sensors, and trace correlation technologies have made blind strikes extremely risky. To address this, the Raider was designed as a hybrid platform, retaining the ability to quietly infiltrate heavily defended areas to strike well-protected targets that require close-range precision, while also serving as a long-range launch platform capable of deploying munitions safely outside hostile zones. Engine development remains one of the most closely watched aspects of the program. Early reports suggested the B-21 might use two Pratt & Whitney PW9000 turbofans built around the cores of the PW1000G commercial engines, but the latest insights point to modified F-135 engines, the same proven power plants familiar from F-35 fighters. These engines offer both exceptional performance and cost efficiency, reflecting the ingenuity of Northrop's engineers, who have continuously refined stealth aircraft design since the B-21's conceptual ancestor, the Tacit Blue. Innovations such as deeply recessed air intakes and optimized engine integration ensure that the Raider remains exceptionally stealthy while providing the thrust and efficiency needed for both long-range cruise and agile penetration missions. This hybrid approach allows the B-21 to operate with flexibility, delivering precision strike capability across a wide spectrum of strategic and tactical missions, while minimizing risk to air crew and platform alike, demonstrating how modern bombers are evolving into multi-role, adaptive instruments of deterrence and warfare. The B-21 Raider also represents a huge change in bomber philosophy, moving away from one-off masterpieces toward flexible, long-term combat platforms. Unlike the B-2 Spirit, whose stealth came from precise shaping and coatings, the Raider is designed from the ground up as an open mission system, allowing new components to be integrated over decades, much like updating an app on a smartphone. This adaptability shows the approach being taken with the Air Force's next-generation, sixth-generation fighter under the Next Generation Air Dominance program, emphasizing connectivity and network-centric warfare. The Raider is intended to operate as the backbone of the future bomber fleet as the B-1 and B-2 gradually retire, while the upgraded B-52 continues to serve. Northrop Grumman plans to test fly 2 bombers as early as 2026, with aircraft so close to final production that rapid deployment is feasible if needed. Extensive virtual testing, over 1,000 hours of avionics trials on unmanned platforms, and a digital-first approach have ensured the B-21 is battle-ready beyond typical prototype limitations. The Air Force's preliminary target calls for a fleet of 100 B-21 Raiders, with at least $23 billion allocated over 30 years for development, procurement, and operations, 5 times the number of B-2 Spirits built during their entire life cycle. While the B-2 became an iconic proof of stealth, the Raider is designed to be a stable, scalable force component, quietly underpinning every Air Force operation rather than dominating headlines. Its open architecture allows the aircraft to adapt to evolving mission requirements without costly overhauls, ensuring decades of operational relevance. The era of stealth as an exotic, delicate craft has ended. The B-21 makes invisibility a standard feature of modern combat aviation, combining enduring utility, scalability, and cutting-edge technology into a single powerful backbone for the U.S. strategic bomber force. The B-21 is so formidable that it could even take out an air fighter as sophisticated as the United States' next-generation fighter, the NGAD. This is quite surprising because the NGAD itself represents the cutting edge of aerial warfare, a sleek, sixth-generation fighter under the Next Generation Air Dominance program. Valued at over $300 million per aircraft, this fighter is a leap into a future the world is barely prepared for, combining unmatched stealth, lightning-fast sensors, and global strike capability into a single, sleek, aerodynamic silhouette. Its elongated blended fuselage defies conventional aerodynamics, hiding within it three revolutionary technologies that will determine the course of modern air combat: advanced radar, adaptive cycle engines, and near-invisible stealth systems. The fighter's active electronically scanned array radar, or AESA radar, is unlike anything before it, eliminating clunky mechanical components in favor of a compact, highly reliable system that can scan vast volumes of airspace and planetary surfaces with incredible speed, track multiple targets simultaneously, resist electronic warfare attacks, and detect even the most elusive stealth threats. Moving beyond traditional radar mounts, the NGAD fighter integrates smart skins into its fuselage, fusing sensing, electronic warfare, and communications into a single multimodal array, creating a seamless, godlike tactical awareness of the battlefield. This radar fusion provides super-fast scanning, spherical coverage, ultra-high-resolution sensing, precise friend or foe identification, narrow and wide beam targeting, and unmatched electronic countermeasure capabilities, all in one elegant package. Its armament suite ensures the fighter can strike targets anywhere across the globe, while its stealth systems allow it to operate undetected in hostile environments, effectively hiding in plain sight. The aircraft is more than a machine. It is a strategic deterrent, an invisible guardian capable of neutralizing threats before a conflict even begins. Just as the F-22 Raptor redefined air dominance for the last 2 decades, the NGAD fighter promises to carry American aerospace supremacy into a new era, combining speed, agility, sensor superiority, and firepower in a way that other nations can only dream of replicating. For military enthusiasts and aviation lovers, it is a glimpse into a future where war is not just fought with weapons, but with information, stealth, and precision technology that turns the very sky into an invisible battlefield. Every detail of this fighter, from its advanced adaptive cycle engines to its revolutionary AESA arrays and integrated sensor skins, speaks of a vision where physics bends, electronics dominate, and aerial supremacy is absolute, ensuring that for decades to come, the United States will remain the uncontested master of the skies. The NGAD self-sufficient active electronically scanned array radars, or AESA radars, allow upgrades in both software and hardware to happen with remarkable ease, drastically reducing the time required to test and validate multiple functions. Under the NGAD program, this capability is the cornerstone of an entire family of systems, including manned 6th-generation fighters, unmanned combat aircraft, and their shared sensor networks. Should both manned and unmanned platforms carry the same AESA radar family, integration across the fleet would become seamless, unlocking enormous economies of scale and simplifying field maintenance for operators. Fewer system types, common replacement units, and shared parts mean that maintaining the force becomes more efficient, while software updates could propagate across platforms almost instantly with a one-update-fits-all solution. Yet this extraordinary level of sensor fusion remains a delicate art, demanding exceptional skill and ingenuity to pull off. But with the brightest American minds driving the program, its mastery is not a question of if, but when. Complementing this technological marvel is the fighter's stealth, the silent guardian that turns a 20-ton flying vehicle into a ghost in the sky. Stealth is not a single piece of equipment, but a carefully orchestrated set of measures designed to evade both the human eye and the prying waves of enemy radar. The NGAD fighter's stealth combines extreme reductions in radar cross-section, infrared signature, and acoustic footprint, ensuring it moves undetected over hostile terrain. While the exact methods are tightly classified, careful analysis suggests a blend of cutting-edge materials, precise aerodynamics, and advanced heat management, all working in harmony to render the aircraft virtually invisible. The radar cross-section, the measure of how much radar energy reflects back to the source, is minimized to unprecedented levels, while its infrared emissions are carefully managed to avoid detection from heat-seeking sensors. Acoustic emissions are dampened, making even its roar nearly inaudible to adversaries below. Together, these innovations allow the NGAD fighter to approach targets globally, strike with lethal precision, and vanish without a trace. It is a machine that embodies the future of air combat, combining unmatched situational awareness, integrated unmanned and manned capabilities, and almost supernatural stealth. For enthusiasts and military professionals alike, it represents a vision where technology bends the laws of physics, information dominates the battlefield, and American air power is projected in ways the world has never seen, securing dominance for decades while redefining what it means to be untouchable in the sky. To survive in modern air combat, an aircraft must be nearly invisible, not only to the naked eye, but also to the prying eyes of radar, infrared sensors, and even sound detectors, and the NGAD fighter achieves this through a revolutionary combination of design, materials, and technology. Radar detection works by bouncing energy off aircraft, and the less energy returned, the harder it is to spot. So the NGAD fighter is sculpted with smooth, angular surfaces that deflect radar waves away from their sources rather than reflecting them back. Its design is unprecedented, with no vertical stabilizers to create reflective surfaces, making it the first fighter in history to adopt such a stealthy form. Radar-absorbent materials coat its entire frame, scattering or soaking up signals, while heat management systems, inspired by extreme Arctic technology, cools engines and exhausts, cutting down the aircraft's infrared signature. Heat sinks and exchangers redistribute thermal energy across the fuselage or release it to the surrounding air, and engines are carefully shielded to stay out of enemy infrared sensors' direct view. Acoustic stealth is equally critical. Noise can betray a mission, so the NGAD fighter is engineered to operate nearly silently, with engines, fans, and propulsive systems tuned for noise cancellation, masking, and suppression. The combination of minimal radar reflection, heat reduction, and sound suppression enables the fighter to penetrate heavily defended zones undetected, hover for critical moments, and strike with precision before vanishing into the skies. Powering this airborne ghost is an engine under development in the Next Generation Adaptive Propulsion Program, or NGAP, a subprogram of NGAD dedicated to creating a revolutionary jet engine. This engine is so advanced that nearly $3 billion in contracts have been awarded to industry giants including Pratt & Whitney, General Electric, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman, reflecting the enormous complexity and ambition of the project. Adaptive cycle technology promises engines capable of extraordinary efficiency, variable thrust, and superior speed across multiple flight regimes, complementing the fighter's stealth and avionics to produce a machine capable of dominating any airspace. Every aspect of the NGAD fighter, from its shape down to its coatings, from its heat management to its whisper-quiet propulsion, is carefully calculated to give the United States an unmatched edge in air combat. This is not merely a fighter, it is a strategic instrument, combining intelligence, stealth, and raw power into a single seamless package that can strike anywhere in the world, survive where others would be destroyed, and redefine what it means to rule the skies. For aviation enthusiasts and military professionals alike, it represents the pinnacle of aerospace ingenuity, a glimpse into a future where technology bends the laws of detection and dominance in the air becomes absolute. The NGAD fighter program is poised to redefine air combat, and the engines at its heart are central to this revolution. Some of the companies contracted to develop the NGAP engines, including 3 firms with no historical experience building jet engines, could deliver a radical new integration of airframe and propulsion, creating a fighter unlike anything seen before. These engines are adaptive cycle designs, capable of switching between high-speed, high-thrust, and long-range, high-efficiency modes at will, giving the aircraft unmatched versatility across subsonic, transonic, and supersonic flight. Using a three-stream architecture, a third bypass stream allows the engine to divert airflow for fuel efficiency or channel it to the core for maximum power, letting the fighter enjoy the best of both worlds without compromise. When paired with the NGAD's self-sufficient AESA radars, advanced stealth coatings, and integrated sensor skins, these engines complete a platform designed to dominate any battlefield. Kinetic weapons, lasers, and an arsenal of precision-guided munitions make the fighter an undetectable, unstoppable force. The Air Force's vision, revealed by Secretary Lieutenant Colonel Frank Kendall, calls for 200 NGAD fighters operating alongside 300 F-35 Lightning IIs, each supported by 2 unmanned loyal wingmen, forming a 500-strong integrated fleet of 5th and 6th generation aircraft. With over $4.2 billion already invested, an additional $11.7 billion slated between fiscal years 2024 and 2027, and at least $40 billion more expected over the coming years, the NGAD fighter represents the largest leap in American jet propulsion and aerial combat in decades, and is expected to enter service around the 2030s to succeed the F-22 Raptor as the world's top air superiority fighter. If the B-21 can outmatch the NGAD, then sixth-generation fighters from rival nations may stand little chance at all. Its stealth, advanced sensors, and unmatched firepower make it a near-untouchable force, redefining aerial dominance and leaving adversaries scrambling against a stealthy, lethal, and unmatched American aerial force. Recent reports of China's sixth-generation fighter taking flight sent shockwaves through the aviation world. With no warning, only action, many assumed China had taken the lead. At the same time, the U.S. paused its NGAD program, fueling doubts about its progress. But what seemed like a setback was actually silence before a storm. Now, revelations suggest the NGAD may be up to a decade ahead of China's fighter. What secrets has the U.S. been keeping? What technologies could place it so far ahead? Join us as we explore the capabilities of the U.S. sixth-generation fighter, believed to be a decade ahead of China. The F-22 Raptor has long been the backbone of the U.S. Air Force's air superiority strategy. Designed specifically to dominate enemy airspace, the Raptor is a powerful and fast aircraft, capable of flying at supersonic speeds without afterburners. It was considered so vital to national security that Congress banned its sale to any foreign country. However, despite its impressive capabilities, the Raptor fleet is aging. Introduced in 2005, only 185 F-22s are currently in service, and new challenges are quickly emerging. One of the biggest threats comes from China, which has made major advancements not only in missile technology, but in its sixth-generation air fighter. Long-range attack missiles and advanced surface-to-air systems now pose serious risks to traditional fighter jets. These weapons could potentially strike American aircraft even before they leave the ground, or prevent them from getting close enough to perform their missions. The idea of flying directly into enemy airspace is becoming more dangerous as modern defenses grow stronger and smarter. To keep ahead of these evolving threats, the U.S. Air Force launched the Next Generation Air Dominance program. This project aims to create the world's first sixth-generation fighter jet, one that can replace the F-22 and remain dominant in the skies for decades. NGAD is not just about building a single aircraft. It's about designing a family of systems. At the center will be a large, manned fighter jet, supported by smaller, unmanned drones that can fly alongside it. These drones, often called loyal wingmen, will help carry out dangerous missions, gather intelligence, and even engage enemy targets. The NGAD concept started with a 2014 DARPA study. Over the next decade, the idea evolved into a full-fledged program focused on advanced stealth, speed, sensor fusion, and networked warfare. The future of air combat has been the subject of intense debate, especially around whether manned fighter jets still have a place in modern warfare. Some high-profile voices like Elon Musk have suggested that unmanned drones are the future and that the era of piloted aircraft is ending. These ideas sparked uncertainty within the U.S. Air Force, and by late last year, the Next Generation Air Dominance program, a massive effort to build a sixth-generation fighter jet, was quietly placed on indefinite hold. For many, it looked like the traditional fighter jets' days were numbered. Then came a stunning twist. On March 21, in a move that surprised defense experts and industry insiders alike, President Trump abruptly awarded Boeing the contract to build the Air Force's most advanced fighter jet yet. The aircraft would be named the F-47, and it would push forward where NGAD had stalled. What shocked many observers was how early the decision came, before key officials, such as the Secretary of the Air Force and top defense acquisition leaders, had even been confirmed by the new administration. Aviation analyst Bill Sweetman noted that such a bold and early commitment to a major defense program was completely unheard of. Yet the announcement sent a strong message. The U.S. is still betting big on traditional air power. While tech entrepreneurs like Musk advocate for fleets of smaller, cheaper drones, military experts remain cautious. The geography and operational demands of the Pacific region, especially in a potential conflict with China, are very different from those in places like Europe or the Middle East. In those regions, air bases are close to the battlefield. In the Pacific, U.S. aircraft often need to fly long distances across oceanic stretches to reach targets or support allies. This vast distance makes range and endurance key requirements, something small drones struggle to provide. Even the F-35, a state-of-the-art fighter, has a limited combat radius of around 500 miles, which may not be enough in a Pacific conflict. The F-47, by contrast, is expected to offer significantly greater range and speed, ensuring it can operate effectively over the expansive Pacific theater. Sweetman summed it up by saying, "Whatever one's view of the F-22, it can't be replaced by a quadcopter." In other words, advanced drones still can't match the reach, speed, and firepower of a full-size fighter jet in many combat scenarios. The Pacific isn't Ukraine. Small, cheap drones might work in localized European conflicts, but they fall short in long-distance, high-stakes warfare where the U.S. needs to project air dominance over oceans and vast territories. The F-47 represents a clear vote of confidence in the enduring value of manned air power. It signals that, at least for now, the U.S. military isn't ready to give up the cockpit, not when the future of global air superiority still depends on pilots flying cutting-edge machines across the world's largest and most challenging battlegrounds. Shockingly, the U.S. Air Force's next-generation fighter jet will still have a human pilot in the cockpit, a decision that has sparked debate, especially among tech leaders who favor AI-controlled aircraft. Elon Musk, one of the loudest critics, has been vocal about his belief that manned jets are outdated. Back in November, Musk posted on X, his own social media platform, that fighter jets piloted by humans will be destroyed very quickly. He has repeatedly claimed that the future of warfare lies in autonomous drones, not piloted jets, and that the age of the fighter pilot is coming to an end. Despite such predictions, the F-47's manned design reflects a different strategic outlook. Although the U.S. Air Force has not released official specifications yet, open-source information suggests that the jet will be large, powerful, and built for long-range missions. Similar in concept to the legendary F-111 bomber used from the 1960s through the 1990s. Aviation expert Bill Sweetman has pointed out that the discussions surrounding its engine indicate it could be significantly bigger than existing fighters, with enough range to operate deep into enemy territory, particularly in the Pacific. This long-range approach is exactly what some defense experts support. Justin Bronk, a senior research fellow at Royal United Services Institute, agrees with the Air Force's decision to design the F-47 as a large crewed aircraft. In his view, this is especially important in the Indo-Pacific, where the vast distances between U.S. bases and potential combat zones require aircraft that can fly far without refueling. A small drone simply wouldn't do the job. Bronk also highlights a crucial limitation of AI in warfare: its inability to operate independently when communication systems fail. In real-world combat, radio links can be jammed or cut, leaving aircraft to make decisions alone. In such cases, human pilots are still more reliable than machines. While AI can assist and even fly under normal conditions, most military leaders are not yet ready to trust autonomous systems with life-or-death decisions in the chaos of war. The decision to keep a human in the loop is more than just about tradition. It's a calculated move to reduce risks and preserve control during high-stakes missions. While AI is expected to play a growing role in combat, especially in supporting roles like drones or surveillance systems, the F-47 shows that the U.S. military still believes in the value of human judgment, especially in complex, unpredictable environments. Justin Bronk also acknowledged that choosing to keep a human pilot in the F-47 comes with its own set of challenges. It increases costs, demands extensive training, and raises the risk of needing dangerous rescue missions if a pilot is shot down. However, he believes relying entirely on artificial intelligence at this stage would be a gamble the U.S. military can't afford to take. Not yet. That doesn't mean drones are being left behind. The F-47 will fly with robotic teammates known as Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs. These AI-powered drones will act as support systems, robot wingmen, handling surveillance, defense, or striking targets alongside the manned jet. Still, the F-47 will remain the centerpiece of the mission, suggesting that human fighter pilots will stay in action for at least one more generation. The timing of the F-47 announcement was strategic. It gave President Donald Trump the opportunity to claim credit for launching America's newest and most advanced fighter. Interestingly, Elon Musk, who often criticizes manned aircraft, was reportedly at a Pentagon briefing during the reveal. Although some believe the future of warfare is robotic, the F-47's unveiling makes one thing clear. The age of the human pilot isn't over just yet. The U.S. military is moving forward with a hybrid approach, keeping a person in the cockpit, supported by a growing cast of AI-driven drones. It's a balanced step into the future, mixing proven tactics with cutting-edge tech. This vision of manned fighters working alongside advanced AI isn't just theory, it's already taking shape. Behind the scenes, industry leaders are investing heavily to bring this hybrid future to life, and Boeing is leading the charge. During the Bernstein 41st Annual Strategic Decisions Conference on May 29th, Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg shared exciting news about the company's major role in developing the F-47 sixth-generation fighter jet for the U.S. Air Force. He explained that Boeing had made the largest internal investment in its history to support this project, showing just how important it is to the company. Ortberg described the win as a major success, especially for Boeing's St. Louis facility, which already handles the production of the F-15 and F-18 fighters. He emphasized that being chosen for the next-generation fighter would help secure the future of that operation for many years. Ortberg stressed that the F-47 program is not only a huge opportunity, but also proof of Boeing's continued strength in defense technology. He mentioned that the company's proposal for the fighter jet was already very advanced in design and development. Even though he couldn't share many technical details, he made it clear that Boeing's team had created a superior and well-prepared product. He also highlighted the positive impact of the program on team morale, saying the win had energized everyone involved. According to Ortberg, the massive investment in the F-47 had paid off, and it clearly showed that Boeing still had the capability to deliver cutting-edge solutions for national defense. The scale of the F-47 program is significant, largely because it is the only sixth-generation fighter the U.S. Air Force plans to adopt. This is a major shift from previous strategies. In the fifth-generation era, the Air Force commissioned both the F-22 and F-35 under a high-low mix strategy, where the F-22 served as the high-end air superiority fighter and the F-35 as the more versatile and affordable option. However, the F-22 program faced several issues, leading to an early end to production and efforts to retire the fleet much earlier than expected. In contrast, during the fourth-generation period, the Air Force operated a broader mix. It used F-15s for high-performance air superiority and F-16s as lighter multi-role fighters. These worked alongside specialized jets like the F-111 and F-117, while the F-20 was developed for export markets. That era showed a strategy of spreading capability across multiple platforms. The decision to now rely on a single sixth-generation fighter, the F-47, is a major departure from tradition. This focus on one platform could become even more significant if the U.S. Navy decides to adopt a version of the F-47 for its own needs, instead of developing a completely new jet through its F-A-20 program. If that happens, it would further increase the scale, funding, and strategic importance of the F-47 project. At this stage, it's still unclear whether the Navy's F/A-XX contract will go to Boeing, which leads the F-47 program, or to rival Northrop Grumman. Lockheed Martin, which led the F-22 and F-35 programs, has already been ruled out. As a result, the outcome of this decision could shape U.S. air power for decades to come. Unlike the F-22 and F-35, which were developed during a period of relative calm after the Soviet Union's collapse, the F-47 is being created in a much more urgent and competitive environment. When the U.S. began working on the F-22 and F-35, there was little global pressure and delays were tolerated. But today, the world is facing rising geopolitical tensions, especially with China making major progress in advanced fighter technology. In December 2024, China revealed flight-ready prototypes for not one, but two separate sixth-generation fighter programs. Since then, both aircraft have gone through intensive flight testing, signaling that China is moving quickly to bring next-generation fighters into service. This rapid pace has added serious pressure on the U.S. to ensure the F-47 is not only developed quickly, but also equipped with the most advanced capabilities possible. China's success in rolling out new generations of fighter jets, along with its ability to deliver fast and meaningful upgrades, has shown that it could outpace the U.S. in this race. A key reason is the scale and efficiency of China's industrial base. Its defense industry can move at high speed and on a large scale, while also putting enormous resources into research and development. Because of this, the F-47 is not just another defense project, it's a response to a fast-moving global threat. The United States can no longer afford delays or outdated systems. Developing the F-47 quickly and getting it into service is essential to staying competitive in the air. The pressure to match or surpass China's pace is now driving a level of urgency and focus that was missing during earlier generations of fighter development. This growing urgency isn't just influencing U.S. defense priorities, it's starting to reshape international partnerships too. As timelines tighten and global threats evolve, allies like Japan are looking for faster, more reliable options to maintain their edge in the skies. Boeing's new F-47 sixth-generation stealth fighter might not just be America's next big leap in air power, it could also be heading to Japan. According to reports, the U.S. President Donald Trump personally pitched the idea of selling a special export version of the F-47 to Japan. He raised this possibility during the public announcement of Boeing's win in the U.S. Air Force's Next-Generation Air Dominance program back in March. At the same time, Japan is thinking about buying more F-35 fifth-generation jets to cover any delays in the Global Combat Air Program, due to the growing worries about how long that joint program might take to produce results. The idea of Japan buying the F-47 reportedly came up in a phone call between Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. According to Japan's Asahi Shimbun newspaper, the call happened unexpectedly and was later confirmed by Ishiba's administration. Interestingly, it took place just days before Japan's chief trade negotiator, Ryosei Akazawa, visited the U.S. to discuss Trump's economic tariffs. During a recent phone call, Donald Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba reportedly discussed strengthening the U.S.-Japan military alliance. Trump brought up the number 47, asking Ishiba if he agreed it was a good number, a reference to the new Boeing F-47 fighter jet and Trump being the 47th U.S. president. Japan is reportedly growing concerned that the Tempest fighter, developed under the Global Combat Air Program, may not be ready in time to meet its defense needs. According to Reuters, two unnamed defense sources say Japan is now exploring options to bridge the gap in its fighter fleet. One source blamed the lack of urgency from Italy and the UK for GCAP's slow progress, while the other pointed to delays in unifying each country's vision for how the future aircraft should operate. Despite these concerns, a spokesperson from the British Ministry of Defense told Reuters that the UK, Italy, and Japan remain focused on delivering a next-generation fighter by 2035. However, at least one British GCAP official has suggested that Tempest may not fully replace the Royal Air Force's Typhoons until the 2040s, later than Japan might prefer. To fill the potential gap, Japan's first fallback option appears to be buying more F-35s. While the GCAP remains Japan's long-term fighter plan, delays may force the country to turn to proven platforms like the F-35 to ensure its air defense remains strong during the transition. A new F-35 purchase could benefit Japan economically. Ryosei Akazawa noted that such a deal could support trade talks with the U.S., since defense imports would boost the American trade surplus. However, it could also threaten Japan's commitment to GCAP. And if Japan pulls out, the UK and Italy may struggle to continue the program alone. GCAP already faces financial strain due to UK defense budget pressures. An alternative could be the F-47, a sixth-generation stealth fighter recently announced by the US. If the US offers the F-47 to Japan, it could give Tokyo faster access to next-generation air power. Trump hinted at potential export sales of the F-47, possibly with downgraded features for allies. Still, its projected price, $180 to $200 million, could be a hurdle. Yet for Japan, it offers a rare chance to fly America's top fighter, something never permitted with the F-22. It would also deepen Japan-US military cooperation, especially important amid rising tensions with China, Russia, and North Korea. Japan's defense needs are growing, and the delay of GCAP might push it toward proven US platforms like the F-35 or even the F-47. However, this comes at the cost of long-term independence. GCAP, led by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, gives Japan full control over its fighter, including upgrades and exports without US approval. It also ensures industrial and financial benefits from each sale. With threats rising in the region and Japan increasing its military budget, Tokyo may have no choice but to explore faster, more reliable alternatives to ensure its air defenses remain strong. But any decision to shift away from GCAP would have lasting international consequences. Nuclear warheads are the most destructive weapons known to mankind, and Russia possesses more than 6,000 of them, more than any other nation, including the United States. The sheer amount of this power in the hands of a country that isn't an ally, combined with worries that Russia might use these weapons in its conflict with Ukraine if things don't go their way, is a huge concern for the U.S. To address this threat, the U.S. military has developed some of the fastest aircraft ever, the B-21 Raider. But what exactly makes the B-21 Raider so special? Join us as we unveil why Russia is terrified by the new U.S. B-21 bomber. This state-of-the-art bomber is a more advanced version of the B-2 Spirit. The B-21 Raider is designed to showcase the power of the U.S. Air Force, much like the B-2 does today, sending a strong message to potential adversaries, just as the B-2 currently does in places like Australia. Australia is a crucial ally and friend to the U.S., so when China started acting aggressively towards its friend in the Indo-Pacific region, the U.S. quickly boosted its military presence in Australia. They did this by sending 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, which are now stationed at the Royal Australian Air Force Base in Amberley, Queensland. This powerful display sends a message to China that the B-2 bombers, originally designed during the Cold War to counter Russia, are fully capable of targeting Chinese threats as well. These 4 B-2 bombers make up 20% of the entire U.S. Air Force's B-2 fleet and are a key part of America's long-range strike capabilities. Each B-2 bomber costs $2 billion, making it the most expensive aircraft ever built and extremely powerful. Since its introduction 25 years ago, it remains the stealthiest aircraft in operation. With a range of over 11,500 miles on a single refueling, the B-2 can reach any location in the world within hours, capable of deploying up to 16 nuclear bombs while staying virtually undetectable. The B-2 bomber is a marvel of aviation, but it's about to get a successor that will outshine it in every way. Introducing the B-21 Raider, a cutting-edge bomber set to make its first flight in 2023. The B-21 Raider is designed to be a long-range, heavy payload, stealth bomber capable of striking targets across the globe with both conventional and nuclear weapons. Northrop Grumman, the same company behind the B-2, is developing the B-21 Raider. This new bomber is packed with advanced technology, making it a 5th-generation global precision attack platform. It will feature network sensors and shooting capabilities, ensuring it can hit targets accurately and stay relevant in the 21st century. This is why it's named the B-21, symbolizing its role as the bomber for the 21st century. Despite being the latest and greatest, The B-21 will initially operate alongside older bombers like the Rockwell B-1 Lancer, Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, and the B-2 Spirit. Eventually, it will replace these older models. Northrop Grumman's winning bid was no surprise given their extensive experience with the B-2. To bring the B-21 to life, Northrop Grumman is collaborating with a top-tier team of 7 of the world's largest manufacturers. This all-star team of suppliers ensures that every aspect of the B-21 is built to perfection, paving the way for the next era of strategic bombers. This team of suppliers includes several top-notch companies: American aerospace manufacturer Pratt & Whitney, Europe's largest defense contractor BAE Systems, the world's leading aerostructures manufacturer Spirit Aerosystems, Northrop Grumman's Orbital ATK, Rockwell Collins, GKN Aerospace, and Janicki Industries. These 7 companies, led by Northrop Grumman, aim to create a groundbreaking bomber. This bomber will not only be able to gather intelligence, but also manage battles and intercept enemy aircraft. What makes this bomber truly special is its advanced technology. It will have intelligent sensors that can detect threats from far away, stealth features that make it invisible to radar, powerful weapons capable of massive destruction, and a flexible design that allows for quick upgrades with new technology. According to Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall III, the bomber might even have a drone flying alongside it to handle smaller missions. This unique feature is usually seen only in next-generation fighters like the Ongat FCOS and Tempest. So far, the B-21 is the only American bomber with this capability. Due to its advanced features, the U.S. Air Force is eager to acquire as many B-21s as possible. They plan to buy at least 100, and possibly up to 200, which is almost 10 times the size of their current B-2 fleet. However, with a price tag similar to the B-2, acquiring 200 B-21 SE would cost an astounding $400 billion. Achieving this goal will require significant cost efficiency. The exact cost of these aircraft remains unknown, as the Air Force keeps these details secret to prevent revealing too much about the classified project to potential adversaries who are working on their competing aircraft. The Pocket Duo is set to become a new long-range bomber for the Russian Air Force, designed to evade detection while carrying a diverse arsenal for combat. It will be a subsonic aircraft featuring a large capacity for various weapons: cruise missiles, hypersonic missiles, precise conventional bombs, and even nuclear bombs. Its design, reminiscent of the American B-21, emphasizes a sleek flying wing structure. Similar to its U.S. counterpart, the PAC-DA integrates cutting-edge electronic warfare and stealth technologies. These advancements enable it to minimize radar visibility and reduce the heat signature from its engines. However, Russia traditionally values firepower over stealth, contrasting with American approaches. Therefore, the PAC-DA may not match the stealth capabilities of the B-21, similar to how the Russian Su-57 is less stealthy than the American F-22 and F-35. The Su-57 is regarded as the least stealthy among fifth-generation fighters. Russia is likely to improve its military capabilities as usual, especially with the new PAC-DA bomber, which could carry up to 80,000 pounds of weapons. This capacity might be more than that of the B-21 bomber. Similar to how the Su-57 fighter jet is better than both the F-22 and F-35, the PAC-DA is expected to start operating by the late 2020s. This creates an interesting competition among the US, Russia, and China, where China's H-20 is also entering as a fifth-generation bomber. China's H-20 bomber is entering this top category, resembling the B-21 and PAC-DA with its flying wing design. Although details are limited, confirmed images show its advanced features such as a weapons bay, airborne radar, adjustable tail wings, and stealthy air intakes. The H-20 is China's first native stealth bomber, expected to fly at speeds below the sound barrier and armed with various types of missiles, including hypersonic and nuclear ones. While the H-20 seems furthest from being deployed among its peers, this delay may allow it to make a strong debut if it meets expectations. The B-21 Raider, benefiting from decades of development since its predecessor, the B-2, has set a high standard in bomber technology worldwide. Its advanced engines, electronics, armament, and cost efficiency make it a powerful asset for the U.S. and its allies. Recently, during the Spirit Vigilance 22 training exercise, history was made with a significant event, an impressive lineup of 8 B-2 stealth bombers in what is known as an elephant walk. This display holds particular importance because, until the new B-21 bomber is fully operational, the B-2 remains the United States' most powerful and strategically crucial aircraft. Not only is it powerful, but it's also incredibly expensive, with each bomber costing around $2 billion. Currently, the Air Force operates a fleet of only 20 B-2s, making the participation of 8 of them in this elephant walk a substantial 40% of their total fleet. Captain Richard Collier, the Director of Operations for the Spirit Vigilance exercise, emphasized that this display was more than just a show. It was a preparation. It aimed to showcase the Air Force's capabilities to potential adversaries, including near-peer rivals like North Korea and China. Not long after this event, North Korea conducted a test of its Hwasong-17 intercontinental ballistic missile, demonstrating its capability to strike deep into the United States. Similarly, China also recently organized its own bomber elephant walk, featuring 8 of its advanced H-6K bombers, akin to the U.S. display. China is also developing its next-generation bomber, the H-20, which draws inspiration from the B-2's design, much like how the B-21 Raider is influenced by its predecessor. Scheduled to roll out in 2022 and take its first flight in 2023, the B-21 Raider represents the future of U.S. air power. It is designed to be an advanced stealth bomber capable of carrying heavy payloads over long distances, aligning with Theodore Roosevelt's "speak softly and carry a big stick" foreign policy. In essence, the B-21 Raider is poised to become the most formidable weapon in America's arsenal. The technology of the B-21 bomber is very advanced, designed to improve its abilities across different missions. It uses cutting-edge technology for gathering important information in reconnaissance and surveillance. In managing battles, it plays a crucial role by connecting allies in various operational areas. As a 6th-generation global precision attack platform, it excels in being hard to see, carrying lots of weapons, and delivering America's most powerful weapons accurately to important targets. The B-21's invisibility is assured through modern features developed over many years. Its stealth design includes angled edges, rough skin panels, and hiding engines under a special skin. The plane's overall shape also adds to its ability to stay hidden. Like its older model, the B-2, the B-21 will likely be covered in special paint that stops reflections, making it less visible during the day. At very high altitudes, over 50,000 feet, the bomber fits in with the sky, helped by its bottom, made to hide it. To keep this stealth advantage in different kinds of light, the B-21 has a sensor that faces up. This sensor tells the pilot when to change height, keeping the plane hidden from even the best air defense systems. All this modern technology makes the B-21 a powerful tool, able to do important missions without being seen. To improve the B-21 bomber's effectiveness compared to earlier models, it will have advanced electronic systems that are integrated into one unit. These systems include a radar with multiple functions, a fully digital navigation system combined with radar that follows the terrain and GPS, a navigation system that uses stars and planets for precise navigation, an advanced radar for accurate scanning, a system for electronic warfare, a system that captures images from different viewpoints, and a system for aiming using light, among others. For communicating during battles, the B-21 will use Link 16 and a satellite link that uses high frequencies. It also has a system for managing defense that warns the flight crew about possible dangers and allows for changing mission plans in real time. This means the airplane can quickly adjust to new information and plan the safest routes, which is very important for the safety of the whole group. Similar to the F-35 Lightning II fighter, the B-21 will be the main center in a system that combines different senses so it can smartly manage fights. For weapons, the B-21 can carry more than 30,000 pounds of weapons, like nuclear ones, such as the B-61 bomb, and long-range missiles that fly without a pilot. Apart from these strong weapons, it is also ready for many different kinds of weapons, so it can be used in all sorts of fights all over the world. The B-21 bomber is built to carry Lockheed Martin's strong anti-ship missile, along with other advanced weapons like Boeing's GPS-guided bombs. These features make the B-21 a top pick for secret operations, especially in tough places like the South China Sea, where it can effectively attack ships from far away. To stay ahead in a quickly changing battlefield, the B-21 was designed with a flexible structure, making it easy to add new updates quickly. With its many abilities, the B-21 Raider costs about $630 million each, which fits with what the Air Force planned in the early 2010s for a bomber that could compete well against its rivals. When it comes to competition, the B-21 goes up against the Russian PAK-DA and the Chinese H-20, which are both designed similarly as long-range strategic bombers with wing shapes that help them fly. These planes are expected to go at speeds slower than sound and carry various weapons like cruise and very fast missiles, plus advanced electronic warfare and invisible technologies. However, while the B-21 focuses on being invisible, the PAK-DA might be more about other abilities like big guns, which could mean it's less invisible. This mix of advanced bomber tech from the United States, Russia, and China sets the stage for a very interesting future in air warfare, where each nation's choices will decide how these strong planes are developed and used. The new B-21 bomber, called the B-21 Raider, is set to become a cornerstone of America's air defense plan. With a potential arsenal of up to 80,000 weapons, it far exceeds the confirmed payload of the B-21 at more than 30,000 pounds, and the undisclosed capability of China's H-20 bomber. The United States has a strong advantage in stealth technology and bomber development, likely putting it ahead in schedules for these advanced aircraft. Currently, the B-21 is the only one of those three bombers that has been publicly shown and is soon to be operational, following its predecessor, the B-2 Spirit. After 13 years of development, the B-21 is expected to be fully ready by 2027, marking an important moment for America's strategic Air Force. It will work alongside upgraded B-52 bombers and is planned to eventually replace the supersonic B-1 Lancer and the B-2 Spirit, which have been the main bomber fleets for over 3 decades. The Air Force is positive about the B-21's capabilities, considering buying up to 145 units, a much larger fleet than the B-2S ever had. This new bomber, the B-21 Raider, represents the future of American air power, with advanced technology and capabilities aimed at keeping peace and security. The B-21 Raider isn't ready for action yet. Let's imagine a future conflict where the big bombers of 2 nations face off in the biggest war since World War II. The result may depend on which bomber is better. One competitor is the Tupolev Tu-160, also called the Blackjack. This plane is an amazing creation from a country that hasn't made impressive planes in a long time. The Tu-160, nicknamed White Swan in Russian, is the largest and heaviest military plane ever, capable of going faster than Mach 2. It's second only to the American XB-70 in size and speed. While there are faster planes, like the XB-70 prototype, the Blackjack is made for high-speed, deep missions into enemy territory to drop bombs, whether they're regular or nuclear. Today, it's the biggest and fastest bomber globally, using technology like adjustable sweep wings from the famous American F-14 Tomcat. Starting in 1967, the Tu-160 came from the Soviet Union's understanding that traditional bombers were no longer safe in the age of advanced jets. Instead of using stealth like the Americans, the Soviets chose sheer speed and payload, a plan that worked very well. In 1972, the Soviets started a contest to create a bomber with wings that could change shape and fly at speeds up to Mach 2.3. This design would have made it hard for existing missiles on the ground to catch them, as they couldn't move fast enough or turn quickly to hit the bomber effectively. The wings that could change shape were very important for this bomber to work well at both slower and faster speeds than sound. These wings allowed the plane to change its form, making it work best at high speeds. The Soviet bomber, called the Blackjack, was made to be like the American B-1. However, the B-1 plan was stopped later because the United States changed focus to making bombers that were hard to see and making the B-2 bomber. Being hard to see was seen as more effective than being fast at keeping bombers safe. At the start, just a few models of the B-1 were made before the project was put on hold. Later, it started again in 1981 because of problems with the B-2 program. The first version of the B-1 was shown to the public in November 1981 when someone on a plane took a picture of it at Zhukovsky Airfield. After lots of testing and making changes, the Blackjack was allowed to be made in big numbers in 1984. Even though it did well, only 36 Blackjack bombers were made in the end, with 27 used for flying and 9 for testing. This was much fewer compared to the American B-1, where 101 were made. The Soviet Union had money problems, made worse by the war in Afghanistan, and this made it hard to make many Blackjacks. However, the new Russian Federation faced a problem with the Blackjack bomber. Originally designed for long-range, high-speed nuclear missions during the Cold War, its role needed to change towards conventional warfare in the post-Cold War era. By 2002, all 15 remaining Tu-160S underwent upgrades aimed at adjusting them for modern combat needs. These upgrades had both successes and failures. The changes made it possible for the aircraft to carry various non-nuclear weapons, such as the KH-555 air-launched cruise missile. Additionally, improvements were made in communication, navigation, and engine life extension. However, plans to update the aircraft's electronic system were canceled due to high costs. It wasn't until 2014 that the first modern radar and electronic suites were finally installed. Efforts to update the Blackjack were further slowed by corruption within the Defense Ministry and challenges within the Russian industry and defense budget. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, many skilled experts and the companies they worked for became part of newly independent nations. This forced the Russian Federation to rebuild these capabilities domestically with varying degrees of success. Russian firms struggled, as they historically have, to develop advanced engines. By August 2022, only 5 out of the 17-strong Blackjack fleet had received new engines. This slow progress highlighted ongoing challenges in revitalizing Russia's defense capabilities amid a complicated geopolitical landscape. After the Soviet Union fell apart, Ukraine got 19 big bombers, more than half of all Soviet planes. Russia bought 11 of them after long talks, and the other 8 were destroyed under the Nunn-Lugar Agreement. 20 years later, Ukraine regrets this choice. Even though the bombers hadn't been made for a long time, Russia decided in 2008 to start making them again, aiming for a fleet of 50 Blackjack planes. However, Russian industry had big problems after the Soviet Union broke up and during Vladimir Putin's time as president, including losing skilled workers in areas like using electron beams and making titanium parts. Russia finally put together a new Tu-160 bomber by November 2017, although it wasn't finished. They plan to start making a lot of them in 2019 and send new planes by 2023. In 2018, the first new Blackjack bomber in more than 30 years did its first test flight successfully. But because of worldwide punishment against Russia, the delivery of 2 new planes by 2022 was blocked. In January 2022, one Tu-160 did a test flight from a Kazan aviation plant airfield. This making of the Blackjack again looks like when the US decided in the 1980s to start making the B-1 bomber again. But it's just for now because of delays in Russia's stealth bomber plan, called Pact-A. Now, both plans could have unsure futures because of these punishments. Even though people think there are 17 Tu-160 bombers, only 11 are said to be working now. Every bomber has 4 strong NK-32 engines, the best engines ever used on a warplane. This lets the 110-ton bomber go as fast as Mach 2.05, a thing the US B-1 Lancer gave up to be harder to see on radar. The Tu-160 can bring up to 44,000 pounds of bombs or nuclear missiles inside, and it can also put long-range missiles outside. This gives it big power in battle and lets it go up to 6,500 miles without stopping, which can be made longer with the air refueling if needed. In the blue corner stands America's latest marvel, the B-21 Raider, a bomber that remains largely a mystery since it's not yet in active service. Even details about its predecessor, the B-2 bomber, have been scarce despite its 4-decade history. This secrecy suggests that uncovering the true potential of the B-21 Raider may take time, but we can still make educated guesses. Similar to the Blackjack, the B-21 Raider is a strategic bomber designed under the U.S. Air Force's Long-Range Strike Bomber program. Its unveiling in December 2022 was so secretive that only its front was revealed, and photographers were kept hundreds of feet away. Planning for the B-21 began in 2011 in response to growing threats from China and Russia. The aircraft was developed to counter sophisticated defenses and deliver precise strikes effectively. Unlike its older counterpart, the B-2, the B-21 is versatile and designed for both conventional and nuclear missions. This shift also signaled the potential retirement of the aging B-52 fleet, showing the Air Force's commitment to modernization. In 2014, the Air Force initiated research and invited industry proposals for a new bomber. The B-21 Raider specifications, including its size, stealth capabilities, engines, weapons, and sensors, remain classified. In October 2016, the Government Accountability Office mentioned costs as the reason for choosing the Northrop Grumman design over Boeing and Lockheed's proposals. The decision was based on financial factors rather than traditional considerations for weapon programs. Managing the entire B-21 program, the Air Force Rapid Capabilities Office aims to swiftly address emerging battlefield threats. This office is specifically structured to bypass bureaucracy and adopt ready-made solutions whenever feasible. Assigning the Rapid Capabilities Office to oversee the B-21 program underscores the urgent need perceived by the U.S. for the aircraft to become operational quickly. Northrop Grumman describes the B-21 as the world's first sixth-generation aircraft. Beyond its role as a bomber, the B-21 is designed to function as an intelligence collector, battle manager, and interceptor, showcasing its versatility. With advanced sensor and targeting capabilities, the B-21 can penetrate heavily defended airspace and guide other aircraft's weapons to their targets covertly. Initially planning for 100 B-21s, the Air Force envisions expanding the fleet to between 175 and 200 aircraft. Leveraging engine similarities with the F-35 could significantly reduce costs, potentially making the B-21 the first affordable stealth bomber. Despite historical budget constraints, by February 2022, 6 B-21 Raiders were in production, with the first public flight scheduled for 2023. The program's secrecy is so tight that the Air Force refuses to disclose the total contract costs, citing security concerns. Each B-21 is estimated to cost about $700 million, considerably less than the B-2 bomber. Australia has shown interest in acquiring B-21 to bolster its defense against potential threats in the South Pacific, where its current fleet of F-35s may be insufficient. The U.S. has expressed openness to Australia participating in the B-21 program. Comparing the B-21 to Russia's Tu-160, the latter holds advantages in speed and payload size, but the B-21's stealth and precision strike capabilities make it a formidable opponent. Designed for smart warfare, the B-21 targets critical military nodes to disrupt enemy operations effectively. In terms of longevity and environmental impact, the B-21 offers advantages over the Tu-160, as it does not emit harmful substances during takeoff. Despite the Tu-160's combat experience, the B-21's advanced technology and sustained funding are expected to ensure its operational superiority in the long term. The United States' new sixth-generation bomber, the B-21 Raider, has captured global attention for its advanced technology and lethal capabilities. Now rumors suggest that North Korea may have acquired one, acknowledging its sophistication, which has sparked worldwide curiosity. On the other hand, China, a longtime rival of the U.S., has expressed concerns over the Raider's strategic potential, further fueling global debate. Does North Korea truly possess the B-21 Raider in its arsenal? Can China's upcoming H-20 bomber rival the Raider in stealth, range, and technology? Join us as we explore the capabilities of the United States B-21 Raider that the whole world is afraid of. Although it's unlikely for North Korea to ever acquire the B-21 Raider, the nation has expressed both respect and concern for this advanced bomber. A recent report from North Korean state-run media has revealed the growing concerns about the United States military's new stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider, which made its first test flight in November 2023. According to the Rodong Sinmun newspaper, This new bomber is being seen as a very serious nuclear threat. Strikes showing the world that Washington is willing to use its nuclear weapons in unexpected ways. North Korea's state media emphasized that the B-21 has the ability to launch an unexpected nuclear strike anywhere, a phrase that suggests its advanced capabilities in stealth technology and nuclear strike precision. Also, the test flight of this new generation of strategic bombers is a clear demonstration of the United States putting its nuclear preemptive strike tactics into practice. Such a development sends a powerful message, and anyone can easily guess the implications of the U.S. showcasing this new weapon. The journey to create the B-21 Raider began in 2011, setting the stage for a fierce competition between two aerospace giants, a Boeing-Lockheed Martin partnership and Northrop Grumman. Both companies presented their visions for the next-generation stealth bomber, but Northrop Grumman's extensive experience with the B-2 Spirit and its promise of affordability gave it the winning edge. The Air Force ultimately awarded the contract to Northrop Grumman in 2015, impressed by the company's ability to balance advanced capabilities with economical costs, a lesson learned from the astronomical expenses of the B-2 program, which saw each aircraft priced at amounts comparable to the GDP of some small nations. To meet the Air Force's demanding requirements while keeping costs in check, Northrop Grumman assembled a vast network of over 400 suppliers from 40 states. This collaboration spanned years, including the challenging period of the COVID-19 pandemic, with suppliers operating continuously to ensure progress. Among these suppliers were 7 globally renowned Tier 1 companies. These included Pratt & Whitney, known for its advanced jet engines, Europe's largest defense contractor, BAE Systems, Spirit AeroSystems, the leading manufacturer of aerostructures, and other major contributors like Northrop Grumman's Orbital ATK, Rockwell Collins, GKN Aerospace, and Janicki Industries. Together, these companies and Northrop Grumman developed a stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider. With a unit cost of $630 million, this bomber is not only 68% more cost-effective than the B-2, but also significantly more advanced. This achievement reflects over 2 decades of technological progress, making the B-21 a marvel of modern engineering. Despite its affordability compared to its predecessor, the B-21 retains unparalleled capabilities that redefine what a stealth bomber can accomplish. What makes the B-21 Raider especially significant is its long development period. The aircraft has been in the works for over 30 years, and its name is a tribute to the Doolittle Raid, a famous World War II mission which was led by Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle. In 1942, Doolittle led a bombing raid on Japan, which marked a critical moment in the war. By naming the new bomber after this historical event, the U.S. sends a symbolic message about its commitment to strategic military power and its readiness to act when necessary. The U.S. Department of Defense has repeatedly stated that the role of its nuclear weapons is to deter nuclear attacks on the nation and its allies. According to the Pentagon's 2022 Nuclear Posture Review, the U.S. would only use nuclear weapons in extreme cases to defend its vital interests or those of its partners. However, the development of the B-21 Raider and other advanced military technologies shows that the U.S. is preparing for scenarios where it may need to carry out preemptive strikes to protect its security. On the other hand, North Korea has remained defiant in its nuclear stance. In September 2022, the country codified its irreversible nuclear weapons program into law, which includes provisions for the preemptive use of nuclear weapons. North Korea's leadership has repeatedly stated that it may resort to nuclear strikes if its leadership or nuclear infrastructure is threatened by hostile forces. This law further escalates tensions in the region, with North Korea maintaining its aggressive stance in nuclear weapons development. The military presence of the United States in the region has increased in recent months as part of efforts to deter North Korean aggression. American bombers, such as the B-52H Stratofortress, have made notable appearances over the Korean Peninsula, including a landmark landing in South Korea on October 17, 2023, the first time in 30 years. This was followed by a joint aerial exercise involving the B-52, U.S. F-16 fighter jets, and South Korean F-15K Slam Eagles. These maneuvers were intended to strengthen military cooperation between the U.S., South Korea, and Japan in response to North Korea's missile and nuclear provocations. Washington, Seoul, and Tokyo have repeatedly emphasized their commitment to working together to prevent North Korea from continuing its nuclear and ballistic missile tests. North Korea's missile activity has been relentless, with 23 ballistic missiles fired in just 15 days in 2023 alone. These ongoing tests are seen as a direct challenge to regional stability, and the U.S. and its allies are determined to prevent further escalation. Earlier this year, North Korea claims it has tested a new intermediate-range ballistic missile equipped with a hypersonic warhead, saying it can contain any rivals in the Pacific region. The missile, launched on Monday, was the first test in 2 months and coincided with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to Seoul for discussions with South Korean leaders. Hypersonic weapons, capable of traveling over 5 times the speed of sound, are hard to detect and intercept. North Korea says this missile reached speeds 12 times faster than sound and flew 1,500 kilometers. However, South Korea's military reported it traveled 1,100 kilometers before falling into the sea and condemned the launch as a provocation. Pyongyang claims the missile has advanced features like a new flight control system and a carbon fiber engine. Leader Kim Jong-un stated the launch demonstrated North Korea's readiness to protect its interests. Why is North Korea worried about the United States' next-generation bomb? Let's move on to features of this next-generation bomber. In terms of design, the B-21 Raider shares some similarities with its predecessor, the B-2 Spirit. Both aircraft feature a bat-like tailless shape, a design that minimizes radar detection by avoiding sharp angles. However, there are important differences. For instance, while the B-2 has its engines placed further away from the body of the aircraft, the B-21's engines are located closer to the wing root, where the wing and fuselage meet. This shift in engine placement is a key design decision, allowing for better stealth and efficiency. The engine air intakes of the B-21 are also distinct, angled differently compared to the B-2's serrated intakes. Additionally, the B-21 is designed with overwing exhaust to mask the infrared signature of its engines, a feature not seen on the B-2. Interestingly, this overwing exhaust design was first proposed in an artist's rendering of the B-2 back in 1988, showcasing how ideas have evolved over time. The B-21's size is expected to be similar to that of the B-2, which makes it likely to be a 4-engine bomber. This size would give it a large payload capacity, necessary for carrying both conventional and nuclear weapons. In 2016, Pratt & Whitney was announced as a subcontractor for the B-21, confirming that it would use one of 2 engine types, the F-100 or the F-135. The F-100, which powers the F-15 Eagle fighter jet, is a proven, reliable engine. However, the Air Force might opt for the F-135, the same engine used in the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter due to its growth potential and the opportunity to streamline maintenance costs across multiple aircraft platforms. Like its predecessor, the B-21 will be a strategic bomber capable of carrying both nuclear and conventional weapons. Given its similar size to the B-2, the B-21 will likely feature 2 bomb bays. To keep costs under control, the Air Force may reuse the Advanced Applications rotary launcher from the B-2, which fits in each bomb bay and can carry up to 8 bombs or missiles. This will ensure that the B-21 can carry a substantial payload, making it an effective asset for long-range bombing missions. One of the most important features of the B-21 will be its role in nuclear deterrence. For this mission, the Air Force will likely equip the B-21 with the Long-Range Standoff Missile, a precision-guided nuclear weapon designed for long-range strikes. This missile will allow the B-21 to strike high-value targets with minimal risk, as it will be launched from a distance beyond the reach of enemy defenses. The second weapon is the B-61 series of nuclear gravity bombs, particularly the new B-61-12, which has a unique dial-a-yield capability. This means that the power of the bomb can be adjusted to fit the target, allowing for precise and flexible attacks. In a typical nuclear mission, the B-21 will use its stealthy LRSO missiles to clear a path through the enemy's air defenses before dropping B-61 bombs on primary and secondary targets, ensuring maximum damage while minimizing the risk to the bomber. In addition to its nuclear capabilities, the B-21 will also be able to carry out conventional missions, making it a versatile weapon system. For these operations, it will be armed with the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile Extended Range, a long-range conventional cruise missile, as well as the 2,000-pound GBU-31 Joint Direct Attack Munition Bombs, which are guided by satellites to strike targets with pinpoint accuracy. The B-21 will use these weapons in a similar way to its nuclear weapons, first blasting its way through enemy defenses with the JASSIS MERs, and then delivering JDAMs to destroy critical targets. In some missions, the B-21 could serve as a missile truck, launching up to 16 JASSIS MERs from a safe distance. Alternatively, it could fly into less defended airspace, using its stealth to penetrate enemy lines and deliver JDAMs directly onto the target. Additionally, the B-21 will carry the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, a 30,000-pound bomb that is currently only carried by the B-2 bomber. This massive bomb is designed to penetrate deeply buried or hardened targets, and the B-21 will be able to carry and deploy it, expanding its ability to take on a wide range of tough missions. One of the most innovative features of the B-21 Raider is its open architecture design. Unlike previous bombers, the B-21 is being built with a flexible hardware and software system that can easily be updated over time. This means that the bomber will not be limited to just one role, but can evolve as new technologies and missions emerge. The B-21's weapons bay could eventually transform into a mission payload bay, capable of carrying not only bombs and missiles, but also surveillance equipment, communication systems, drones, and electronic warfare packages. This makes the B-21 adaptable to many different roles, particularly in denied or contested environments where traditional bombers might struggle. As a result, the B-21 Raider is on track to become the first multi-role bomber for the United States, capable of executing a variety of missions far beyond its initial nuclear and conventional strike capabilities. The B-21 is expected to take to the skies in the mid-2020s, with the Air Force planning to acquire at least 100 of these bombers to replace older models like the B-52-0H Stratofortress and B-1B Lancer. A larger fleet of up to 200 bombers is possible, depending on funding and budget considerations. However, the exact details of the B-21's design and capabilities remain highly classified, as the U.S. military wants to protect its technological advantages. The B-21 has effectively disappeared into the black world of military technology, with the public only expected to see it once it is fully ready for service. When it does reemerge, however, it will mark a major leap forward in both the bomber's operational capabilities and the future of air combat. Now, let's compare the capabilities of this U.S. bomber with those of China's next-generation bomber. The competition between the United States and China in the development of next-generation bombers is intensifying, with both nations striving to establish dominance in stealth technology, firepower, and aviation innovation. At the heart of this race are the American B-21 Raider and China's Xi'an H-20 bomber, two of the most advanced strategic bombers ever conceived. The Chinese H-20 has been in development for several years, with its initial renderings emerging around the same time as those of the B-21 Raider. Analysts believe that China's future position in strategic bombing depends heavily on the success of the H-20. The aircraft is expected to be a key component of China's military modernization, aiming to rival or surpass the capabilities of its American counterpart. However, the United States, with its decades of experience in designing stealth aircraft, has a considerable head start. The B-21 Raider, on one hand, incorporates advanced design features such as serrated skin panels, fiber matte coatings, and a flying wing shape to minimize radar detection. Its engines are cleverly concealed to reduce infrared visibility, and it will be painted with anti-reflective materials to blend seamlessly into the sky during daylight operations. At altitudes exceeding 50,000 feet, its dark underside ensures that it merges with the upper atmosphere. An onboard light sensor further enhances its stealth capabilities, allowing pilots to adjust altitude in response to changing light conditions. To maintain these advanced stealth features, the B-21 may require specialized storage in air-conditioned hangars, costing millions of dollars. China's H-20, on the other hand, is expected to employ a flying wing design similar to the B-21, leveraging lessons from the J-20 stealth fighter. It will likely incorporate advanced radar cross-section reduction features, including a chimed forebody, a modified radar radome, and an electroconductive canopy. Other features such as serpentine air ducts, a flat fuselage, and sawtooth edges are expected to contribute to its stealth performance. However, the United States has a significant advantage in stealth technology, with the F-35 and B-2 Spirit already setting benchmarks in radar evasion. The B-21 Raider is designed to be even stealthier than these predecessors, making it a formidable challenge for China to match. The B-21 is expected to feature state-of-the-art avionics, providing unparalleled situational awareness, communication capabilities, and integration with other military assets. Its sensors and data sharing systems will make it a central component of a networked battlefield, enhancing its role beyond that of a traditional bomber. But some of its key features include a multi-mode radar, a fully digital navigation system that combines a terrain-following radar, GPS guidance, and an astro-inertial navigation system. This last feature allows the B-21 to navigate using celestial bodies in space, ensuring precise operations even in challenging environments. The bomber is also equipped with an active electronically scanned array radar, an electronic warfare system, a distributed aperture system, and an electro-optical targeting system. These advanced sensors and systems provide unmatched situational awareness, enabling the B-21 to detect, track, and engage targets effectively. To support battlefield communication, the aircraft uses Link 16 and a high-frequency satellite link, ensuring real-time data sharing with other assets during missions. One of the B-21's most remarkable innovations is its defensive management system. This system alerts the flight crew to potential threats in the area, allowing them to make mid-flight adjustments to their mission plan. The aircraft can quickly process new information, rerouting its course to minimize exposure to detected dangers. This capability ensures the safety of the crew and increases the bomber's survivability in high-threat environments. The B-21 is also designed to act as a key player in the sensor fusion network, making it not only a powerful bomber, but also an effective battle manager. This integration enables it to gather, process, and share data with other assets in the fleet, enhancing overall mission effectiveness. For maintenance and reliability, the aircraft features an onboard test system that continuously monitors the performance of thousands of components, ensuring optimal functionality throughout the mission. In terms of firepower and operational range, the B-21 Raider is designed to carry a diverse array of nuclear and conventional weapons. Its long-range capabilities enable it to strike targets anywhere in the world without requiring in-flight refueling, making it a versatile and strategic asset. The H-20, on the other hand, is expected to focus on regional power projection, with an emphasis on targeting U.S. military installations in the Pacific. While it may have strong operational range and payload capacity, it is unlikely to match the global reach and versatility of the B-21. In terms of armament, the B-21 is built to carry over 30,000 pounds of weapons, making it a formidable force on the battlefield. Its arsenal includes advanced nuclear weapons like the B-61 variable yield gravity bomb and long-range standoff nuclear cruise missiles. Additionally, it can carry a variety of conventional weapons, including Lockheed Martin's long-range anti-ship missile and Boeing's GPS-guided joint direct attack munition. These weapons allow the B-21 to engage targets from long distances, making it a versatile and stealthy platform capable of operating in contested areas like the South China Sea. In comparison, China's H-20 bomber, while still shrouded in secrecy, is believed to have similar capabilities, though its specifics remain unconfirmed. Reports suggest it may carry up to 20,000 pounds of armament, enabling it to threaten U.S. targets as far away as Hawaii. However, the B-21 currently has an edge in terms of confirmed capabilities and technological advancements, giving the U.S. a significant strategic advantage. The U.S. has created a bomber with capabilities that the world would never recover from, the B-21 Raider. This strategic bomber is not just a game-changer. It has single-handedly redefined military strategies, making other nations alarmed. With its stealthy features, its unrefined lethality, and next-generation designs, this bomber made other technologically advanced nations like China and Russia terrified. Why is the world afraid of this strategic bomber? What makes this bomber different and better than China's giant H-20 bomber? Join us as we unravel the mysteries behind the American first B-21 Raider that the whole world is afraid of. With a huge investment of $630 million, 7 years of undivided devotion towards creating a masterpiece, and over 25 years of dominance, the United States strategic bomber has sent chills to the heart of its adversaries. The B-20 Raider is one of a kind, and that's not all. It is designed with features that makes it unrivaled. Not even China's new Xi'an H-20 bomber can be compared to this technological marvel. Or can it? Let's get into their specifications. The B-21 Raider is a new bomber being made for the United States Air Force. This bomber was part of a program called Long Range Strike Bomber, with the aim to develop a strategic bomber with next-generation features that would replace the old bombers. It is designed with the ability to fly long distances for a long period of time and stay hidden from enemies. Stealthy features. It can also carry different types of weapons, including powerful ones like nuclear bombs or just regular bombs. The Raider marks a significant advancement in aircraft technology, being the world's first sixth-generation bomber, which is similar to the sixth-generation NGAD fighter, which is currently under development. The program began in 2011, and it started a fierce competition among aerospace giants Boeing, Lockheed Martin team, and Northrop Grumman. After 4 years of intense competition, Northrop Grumman, leveraging its extensive experience with stealth bombers from the B-2, secured the contract to develop the B-21. Their proposal stood out for offering the most cost-effective solution while meeting the Air Force's requirements. Cost considerations also played a very important role in the development of this bomber, which is a lesson learned from the exorbitant expenses associated with the B-2 program. The cost per unit aircraft of the B-2 was so high that it rivaled the GDPs of some nations. Therefore, ensuring cost efficiency while delivering the desired capabilities was a priority in the development of the B-21 Raider. To be more economical in the process of building it, Northrop Grumman had to eventually team up with about 400 suppliers across 40 states, all operating continuously for the past 7 years, even during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. These suppliers are 7 of the world's most reputable companies as Tier 1 suppliers of the program, like jet engine manufacturer Pratt & Whitney, the largest defense contractor in Europe, BAE Systems, the world's largest first-tier aerostructures manufacturer, Spirit AeroSystems, Northrop Grumman's Orbital ATK, Rockwell Collins, GKN Aerospace, and Janicki Industries. All these companies, led by Northrop Grumman, worked together to create the B-21, a bomber that costs $630 million and that boasts next-generation capabilities. Compared to the B-2, the B-21 Raider is about 68% cheaper while being much more capable than the previously developed and even more expensive strategic bomber. Even though it benefits from over 2 decades of technological advancements, it's still an impressive military aircraft, deadly in its capabilities. The Air Force plans to get at least 100 B-21s, but they might go up to weigh 145 if the bomber passes its test without any hitch, almost literally. When it's put into service, the bomber will work alongside other strategic bombers like the B-52 Stratofortress, the B-1 Lancer, and the B-2 Spirit initially. Eventually, it will replace both of them, marking the end of their era or perhaps its continuation in a different form. In any case, the U.S. will have a bomber that can demonstrate the strength of its military across the globe, with the operational range of a ship and the firepower of modern nuclear weapons. The development of this strategic bomber with unrivaled capabilities has deeply troubled China, the United States being their #1 rival. Their next move in the bomber race might involve their new Xi'an H-20 bomber, and they're probably aware of the challenge that it would take in developing one. Interestingly, the news of the development of China's strategic bomber became public around the same time as those of the United States. However, to understand how capable the H-20 is, and if it can in any way be compared to the B-21, these bombers would need to compete directly by comparing the 3 most important factors in any bomber: stealth, avionics, and armament. Similar to its predecessor, especially the B-51, the B-21 will most definitely be designed from the start to be a stealthy plane, using what they have learned from the process of making the hard-to spot. It will have special features like edges that line up, panels on the skin that look like jagged teeth, and the engines will be hidden with special matte skin. Its shape will be like a big wing, which helps make it hard to detect by radar. Just like the B-2, it will probably be painted with a special paint that makes it hard to see during the day and avoid being spotted. Its underside will be painted dark because it flies really high, over 50,000 feet up. When it's that high, a dark color makes it blend in with the sky better. The B-21 will also have a sensor that looks up at the sky and tells the pilot to go higher or lower to match the brightness of the sky, so it's always hard to spot. To keep these stealth features working well, the B-21 might need to be kept in special hangars that have air conditioning, and that would definitely cost a lot of money to build and maintain. To make it better than previously developed bombers, it will have lots of new and high-tech avionics systems all working together. These include things like a special radar that can do many things, a digital navigation system that uses radar and GPS to help the plane fly, and a system that uses space objects to help figure out where it is. It also has a radar that can scan in different directions, a system to jam enemy communications, and cameras and sensors to spot targets. Communication is very important, and the B-21 prioritized this. This new strategic bomber can talk to other planes and ground forces using special links, and it has a system that warns the crew about dangers and can change its route to avoid them. The importance of this feature cannot be overstated because not only does it help to keep the pilot aware of his environment and potential threats, it makes it possible to avert danger, keeping both the pilot and the aircraft safe from any sort of damage. Also, for the military, this system makes the bomber really important because it's like a central hub for getting and sharing information, making it better at managing battles. To make sure everything is working okay, there's a system that checks all the avionics all the time. Now to its carrying capacity, like the aircraft before it, the B-21 should be able to carry more than 30,000 pounds of weapons, including nuclear bombs like the B-61 and long-range missiles. It can also carry regular bombs and other modern weapons, like missiles that can hit ships from far away. This makes it perfect for fighting ships in places like the South China Sea. Unfortunately for aviation lovers and people rooting for the Raider, several information concerning this bomber has been kept secret because it's a special program and also for security purposes. Details regarding how far it goes, what kind of weapons it carries, or how big it is compared to its predecessor have been undisclosed. However, some photos of the aircraft were released in December 2022 during a ceremony at Northrop Grumman's factory in California, and observers with keen eyes were able to spot a thing or two, but these are just speculations. The Raider will be maintained at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma, while testing and evaluation will happen at Edwards Air Force Base in California. It will fly from bases like Dyess Air Force Base in Texas, Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, and Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Ellsworth was chosen to be the first base for the B-21. There was talk about using a drone alongside the B-21, but that idea was dropped because the idea was to save money, and that thought would not help with the cause. The Air Force is also planning to get a new fighter jet to protect the new bomber during missions into enemy territory. The Air Force wants to update its bomber fleet and most of its nuclear weapons for operations in the Indo-Pacific, especially concerning China. Now let's talk a bit about the B-21's predecessors, the Stratofortress. The B-52 was a lot like the B-47 Stratojet bomber that came before it in terms of technology. They both had similar designs like wings that angled back and engines in pods. The inside of the plane also had seats that could eject if there was an emergency. In the B-52D, the pilots and the person in charge of electronic countermeasures would eject upwards, while the crew below would eject downwards. In earlier B-52 models, the person who operated the tail gun had to get rid of the gun before ejecting. In the first B-52s, the tail gunner sat at the back of the plane and used both visual and radar systems to aim the gun. In later models, the tail gunner moved to the front of the plane, and they only used radar to aim, similar to how the B-58 Hustler's tail gun worked. Because of how this bomber is meant to fly, it doesn't need to do big turns or recover from spins. It has a small rudder that can only turn the plane a little bit to the side. They originally planned to use a different kind of tail that moves all the way, but they changed their minds because they weren't sure if it would work well. Since the plane has 8 engines, if one of them stops working, it won't cause too much of a problem because the rudder can fix it. To help the aircraft land and take off when it's windy, the main landing gear can move to the side a bit. Before the plane takes off, the crew sets this up based on how windy it is. The part of the plane that controls going up and down is also small, like the rudder, so it can't move the plane a lot. To help with small changes, there's a part at the back called a stabilizer that moves up and down a little when taking off and landing, because the flaps on the wings make big changes in how the plane tilts. The B-21 would be built in such a way that it would experience no limitations in the way it flies. Also, the B-52s before the G models had small things on the wings called ailerons that helped it turn. Because the wings are thin, they can't use regular ailerons, so they used something called spoilerons instead. These were better for controlling the plane, especially when it was being refueled in the air. But the later models got rid of the ailerons and just used more spoilerons. Because of this change, those models could wobble more when flying. This bomber got upgraded in the 1970s, and these upgrades enabled it to carry up to 20 nuclear missiles and air-launched cruise missiles. They chose the Boeing AGM-86B missile for it, fitting 194 planes to carry them, and some planes had a special launcher for them. They also made some changes to the planes so satellites could recognize them easily. If the B-52 is this heavily armed and can carry that much nuclear weapons, just imagine how formidable the new B-21 Raider would be. Later, they made more changes to the Stratofortress that were not designed to carry missiles to make them better at dropping regular bombs. They also added new systems to manage bombs and made pylons under the wings to carry bigger bombs. Some planes were even fitted to carry anti-ship missiles and other special bombs. In 2016, Boeing started updating them so that they can carry smart bombs inside the plane instead of just on the wings. Even though the B-1 bomber can carry more weight than the B-52, it rarely carries its full load. Its biggest load is the AGM-86B missiles, while the B-1 can carry more types of bombs, but fewer of each. Despite the plan to replace the Stratofortress in the future, the bomber will get new hypersonic missiles and nuclear-armed cruise missiles, making it more formidable and somewhat irreplaceable. This means that if the B-21 would definitely be a beast, a force to reckon with. In terms of propelling system, the B-52 bomber has 8 engines arranged in pods and held up by 4 pylons under the wings. These pylons also help the wings fly better. The first prototypes used experimental Pratt and Whitney YJ57P3 turbojet engines. The early B-52 LH models had Pratt & Whitney J57P1W turbojets with 10,000 pounds of thrust, which could go up to 11,000 pounds with water injection. Water for this was stored in a tank in the back of the plane. One thing is certain, the engine for the B-21 Raider would definitely be from the jet engine manufacturer Pratt & Whitney. Let's check out the Raider's competitor, China's Xi'an H-20. The H-20, also known as Hong-2, is a planned stealth bomber that is being designed for China's Air Force. It is a big project for the Chinese military because this would be their first bomber that is designed specifically for strategic purposes. This technologically advanced nation announced plans for this bomber in September 2016 by a Chinese Air Force general, Ma Xiaoshen, who disclosed to the public that China was working on a new long-range bomber. To help the public keep tabs of the development process, a military spokesperson confirmed that the development was going well. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, the H-20 will likely be a flying wing with a range of at least 8,500 kilometers and can carry at least 10 tons of weapons. This could pose a threat to United States military bases in Guam and Hawaii. The plane is expected to carry either conventional or nuclear weapons. Over the years, various models and computer images of the H-2 have appeared online, showing features like serrated air intakes and special tail surfaces. Chinese state media hinted that this bomber might have its first flight soon in July 2022. The H-20, a Chinese bomber, is expected to carry at least 22,000 pounds of weapons, which could threaten U.S. targets as far as Hawaii. We don't know much about the H-20 yet because it's a secret, but based on what we know, the B-21 has an advantage. In March 2024, a vice commander of the Chinese Air Force mentioned that the H-20 would be revealed very soon during a National Congress session. While many design and performance details are unknown, China's subsonic bomber will have an estimated operational range between 5,000 and 6,000 nautical miles, or 8,500 to 10,000 kilometers. The aircraft is aimed at bombing missions in the second island chain and in the Western Pacific. With in-flight refueling capability, its range could be increased well beyond the Pacific region. The aircraft will also be capable of carrying conventional armaments and nuclear munitions in its internal and external bays. While this information is not enough to compare these two bombers, let's have a look at one of China's finest bombers, the Xi'an H-6. The Xi'an H-6 is a bomber aircraft used by the Chinese Air Force. It's based on a Russian plane called the Tupolev Tu-16. China started getting these planes in 1958, and they made a deal with Russia to build them in China. By November 2020, China had as many as 231 of these planes, and they're still making more. The newest version of the H-6 is called the H-6N. It's been changed a lot and can now refuel in the air and carry missiles that can be launched from the air. According to the United States Department of Defense, this will let the Chinese Air Force attack faraway targets with really accurate weapons. The Tupolev Tu-16, first used by the Soviet Union on April 1952, was among their earliest successful jet bombers. Over 1,500 were made by 1962. In the early 1956, the Soviet Union agreed to let China build Tu-16s too. They sent China 2 planes, parts, and materials to get started. Soviet experts helped China start making the planes in 1959. China chose the Harbin and Xi'an factories to build the Tu-16s. They had to make big changes and expansions to the factories. The first Chinese-made Tu-16 was finished in just 67 days in 1959. Then in 1961, they decided to focus on making them in Xi'an instead. The first fully Chinese-made H-6 bomber flew in 1968. But there were problems along the way. The Cultural Revolution caused delays, and they even lost some important plans during that time. The H-6 was used to test 9 nuclear bombs at the Lopner site. But as missile technology got better, the importance of using planes to drop nuclear bombs went down. By 1972, it was mainly used for regular bombing, not nuclear missions. If the H-20 is anything or even better than the H-6, the United States might just have something to worry about.
The United States has bolstered its arsenal by introducing the revolutionary B-21 Raider bomber, poised to redefine the narrative of aerial warfare. Anticipated to surpass its predecessors, this cutting-edge aircraft stands ready to make an immediate impact, particularly in the volatile Middle East, should escalating tensions demand swift and decisive measures. As air defense systems evolve and countermeasures for bombers become increasingly sophisticated, the B-21 Raider is ready for action with new lethal bomber capabilities. What specific features differentiate the B-21 Raider from its predecessors? How does it enhance the United States' ability to respond swiftly and decisively during war? Join us as we explore the billion-dollar B-21 that is ready for action. The Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider is a significant advancement in American strategic bomber capabilities. As part of the Long-Range Strike Bomber program, this aircraft is designed to serve as a long-range, stealthy, intercontinental strategic bomber for the USAF, equipped to deploy conventional and thermonuclear weapons. The USAF envisions the B-21 replacing the Rockwell B-1 Lancer and the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit by 2040, with the possibility of succeeding the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress after that. The official unveiling ceremony of the B-21 Raider transpired on December 3rd at Northrop Grumman's facility in Palmdale, California, signifying its debut as the inaugural bomber of the 21st century. This significant event was strategically synchronized with a formidable demonstration of power as the B-2 Spirit fleet exhibited their capabilities, underscoring the preparedness of the United States to confront substantial threats. The B-21 Raider is poised to ascend into the skies, embodying an advanced, long-range, large, heavy payload stealth intercontinental strategic bomber for the U.S., in homage to President Theodore Roosevelt's diplomatic philosophy of speak softly and carry a big stick. The B-21 assumes the role of the United States' new formidable presence, the most potent force of its kind. It is a flexible aircraft engineered to perform a range of tasks, including reconnaissance and surveillance for intelligence collection, battle management to enhance alliances across various domains, and serving as a sixth-generation global precision attack platform. This role seamlessly combines stealth, payload capacity, and long-range strike capabilities, delivering America's most potent weapons to vital targets during pivotal missions. The invincibility of the B-21 Raider stems from a myriad of factors that underscore its unparalleled capabilities as a modern aircraft. At the forefront of these factors lies its remarkable stealth capability, drawing upon a history of 5 decades of advancements in low observable technology. The B-21 is meticulously engineered as a stealth aircraft, incorporating intricate features such as precisely aligned edges, serrated skin panels, and a strategic application of fibromat skin to mask the engine. Moreover, the overarching flying wing shape, though currently only partially unveiled, offers a preview of the comprehensive design elements yet to be disclosed. Like its predecessor, the B-2, the B-21 is expected to be coated in anti-reflective paint, strategically reducing its optical visibility during daylight flights. This design extends to the undersides, seamlessly blending the bomber into the sky at altitudes surpassing 50,000 feet. To perpetually maintain this imperceptible quality, an upward-facing light sensor is seamlessly integrated into the B-21, prompting the pilot to adjust altitude based on the evolving illuminance of the sky. In concert, these features converge to craft an invisible bomber, impervious even to the most advanced air defense systems, as it navigates the skies with grace. The B-21 outperforms its predecessors in avionics, featuring a range of advanced and contemporary systems seamlessly integrated into a unified system. This includes a multi-mode radar, a fully digital navigation system intricately connected with terrain-following radar and GPS guidance, an inertial navigation system utilizing celestial bodies for navigation, an ACER radar, an electronic warfare system, a distributed aperture system, and an electro-optical targeting system, among others. High-frequency satellite link. Link 16 facilitates communications on the battlefield, and the flight crew is notified of potential threats by a defense management system. This system also allows real-time adjustments to the auto-router's mission planning information during flight, ensuring rapid adaptation to new data and minimizing exposure to identified dangers for fleet members. Consequently, the B-21 plays a crucial role in the sensor fusion system, like the F-35 Lightning II fighter, acting as an intelligent battle manager. Regarding armament mirroring its forerunner, the B-21 demonstrates formidable firepower, carrying a payload exceeding 30,000 pounds. This extensive arsenal includes a variety of nuclear weapons, such as the B-61 variable-yield nuclear gravity bomb and the long-range standoff nuclear cruise missile. The B-21's capabilities go beyond nuclear weapons, extending to a diverse array of conventional armaments. This versatility positions the aircraft as a dynamic force for direct involvement in global combat operations, inheriting and enhancing the remarkable capabilities of its predecessor, the B-1 Lancer. Notably, the B-21 can deploy Lockheed Martin's long-range anti-ship missile and use modern weapons like Boeing's GPS-guided Joint Direct Attack munition. Engineered for precise engagement from substantial distances, this comprehensive arsenal firmly establishes the B-21 as the epitome of a stealth aircraft, well-suited for addressing surface combatant ships in strategic regions, including the South China Sea. The origins of the B-21 program can be traced back to 2011, when the Air Force initiated strategic planning for this revolutionary aircraft, culminating in the awarding of a major development contract in 2015, prompting the Air Force to issue a request for proposal in July 2014 to formulate an aircraft for the LRS-B program. In October 2015, Northrop Grumman secured a pivotal development contract, marking a significant milestone in the project's progression. Bid protests were filed by Boeing and Lockheed Martin, both of whom submitted unsuccessful bids for the initiative. However, by October 2016, the Government Accountability Office had intervened, dismissing the challenges and affirming the USAF's decision to entrust the LRSB contract to Northrop Grumman. The GAO's report underscored the pivotal role of cost in favoring Northrop Grumman over the collaborative bid from Boeing and Lockheed Martin. The B-21 Raider, conceived as a versatile platform by the U.S. Air Force, is designed as a bomber and an adaptable system for intelligence collection, battle management, and interception capabilities. Secretary of the Air Force Deborah Lee James highlighted its role as a fifth-generation global precision attack platform in 2016. Northrop Grumman later positioned it as the world's first sixth-generation aircraft, emphasizing its cutting-edge status in aviation technology. Critical milestones included the successful conclusion of the Critical Design Review in December 2018, revealing new renderings in January 2020 that showcased a more compact and lightweight design than its predecessor, the B-2. In September 2022, the USAF announced the B-21's unveiling in December 2022. Northrop Grumman's CEO Kathy Warden highlighted the aircraft's modular design, advanced internal operations, and extended range, positioning the B-21 Raider as a groundbreaking and highly advanced addition to the U.S. Air Force's strategic capabilities. The B-21 is produced and assembled at the United States Air Force Plant 42 near Palmdale, California, using the same facility that Northrop Grumman utilized in the 1980s and 1990s for constructing B-2 bombers. In February 2016, the Air Force Global Strike Command leader anticipated an initial order of 100 B-21s, with the potential for the fleet to expand to a total of 175 to 200 aircraft. Assembly activities commenced, leading to Northrop Grumman being awarded a contract for a coatings facility at Plant 42, specifically designed for stealth coating and completed by the end of 2019. The construction of the first aircraft began in the summer of 2019, and by early 2021, reports confirmed the initiation of construction for the second unit. Confirmation came in June 2021 from Darlene Costello, the Acting Assistant Secretary of the Air Force Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics, that the first two B-21s were under construction at Plant 42. Progress continued, with 6 B-21s under construction by February 2022, and the first B-21 moved to a calibration facility the following month. The workforce involved in the program included approximately 8,000 Northrop Grumman employees, collaborating with over 400 suppliers from at least 40 states. As of September 2023, updates from program authorities suggest that the fueling and engine tests for the B-21 are progressing, aligning smoothly with the expected first test flight projected to take place by the year's end. Confirming this schedule, the B-21 completed its inaugural test flight on November 10, 2023, at the Air Force's Plant 42 in Palmdale, California. This signifies a noteworthy milestone in the aircraft's continuous development and testing phase, underscoring substantial advancements in preparing this innovative bomber for operational readiness. In July 2016, the U.S. Air Force announced its decision not to disclose the estimated cost of Northrop's B-21 contract, citing concerns about revealing sensitive information related to the classified project to potential adversaries. The Senate Armed Services Committee also voted against publicizing the program's cost, limiting the information to congressional defense committees despite objections from a bipartisan group of legislators led by Senator John McCain, the committee's chairman. McCain proposed revisions to the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2017, aiming to reduce the B-21 program's authorization by $302 million, citing a lower-than-expected contract award value. The proposed revisions also sought stringent program, baseline, and cost control thresholds, quarterly program performance reports, and engineering and manufacturing development total contract award Value disclosure. Although the initial versions of the 2017 NDAA from the House and Senate included provisions for public disclosure of the total cost of the B-21, this provision was ultimately omitted in the final conference report version. By December 2022, the estimated cost of a single B-21 aircraft stood at $700 million, and Air Force officials projected a minimum expenditure of $203 billion over 30 years for the development, purchase, and operation of a fleet comprising 100 B-21s. Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma, will manage the B-21, while Edwards Air Force Base, California, will lead testing and evaluation activities. Operational bases for the B-21 are expected to include Dyess Air Force Base, Texas, Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota, and Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. Ellsworth was selected in March 2019 as the base to host both the first operational B-21 unit and the inaugural training unit. The envisioned role for the B-21 in the fleet revolves around replacing the aging U.S. Air Force inventory, consisting of 45 B-1 strategic bombers from the 1980s and 20 B-2 strategic bombers from the 1990s, by the year 2040. Furthermore, there is a prospect for the B-21 to eventually supersede the B-52, which is set to remain in service for an extended period. In contrast, the B-52H Stratofortress, affectionately known as the Buff, an acronym for Big, Ugly, Fat Fellow, stands resolute as the guardian of the skies within the formidable United States Air Force arsenal. Its remarkable capabilities are underscored by impressive statistics: a formidable ascent rate of 31.85 meters per hour, a maximum speed reaching 1,000 kilometers per hour, and an expansive range covering over 15,137 kilometers. Soaring to a majestic service ceiling of 15,151 meters, this strategic behemoth reaches awe-inspiring altitudes of up to 15,240 meters. Weighing an impressive 83,250 kilograms, this colossal aircraft boldly demonstrates its power, with a maximum takeoff weight reaching an impressive 220,000 kilograms. Its substantial length of 159 feet 4 inches emphasizes its formidable presence. Beyond its size, the B-52H's all-metal skin plays a crucial role in its flight dynamics, seamlessly adapting as the crew compartment transforms. With an astounding weapons payload surpassing 70,000 pounds, the B-52H is a versatile platform capable of carrying the most diverse array of weapons among combat aircraft. In terms of nuclear weaponry, it includes 12 AGM-129 advanced cruise missiles, 20 AGM-86A air-launched cruise missiles, and 8 bombs. Its conventional weapons payload encompasses 8 AGM-84 Harpoon missiles, 4 AGM-142 Raptor missiles, 51,500-pound bombs, 301,000-pound bombs, 20 AGM-86C conventional air-launched cruise missiles, 12 joint standoff weapons, 12 joint direct attack munitions, and 16 wind-corrected munitions dispensers. Noteworthy instances of the B-52's adaptability were witnessed in 2002 during the Afghanistan conflict, where WCMD was deployed, and in 2003 during Operation Iraqi Freedom, where JSOW was introduced, underscoring its continued relevance in modern warfare. The B-52H's versatility extends to its capability to deploy Navy mines weighing 51,500 pound, 301,000 pound, and 202,000 pound, underscoring its adaptability across various mission profiles. The B-52H Stratofortress has advanced electronic countermeasures and detection systems for electronic warfare. Taking a central role is the ITT-ANALQ-172V.2 electronic countermeasures system, featuring multi-band threat recognition and the ability to jam multiple threats. In tandem, the AN/ALR-20A radar warning system acts as a vigilant detector, proficient in identifying and prioritizing numerous threats. The Northrop Grumman ANALR-46 digital warning receiver expands the aircraft's threat detection capabilities by pinpointing radar emissions in the 2 GHz to 18 GHz band, simultaneously identifying up to 16 radar signals to enhance the B-52's situational awareness. Northrop Grumman's ANALQ-155 Jammer Power Management System offers comprehensive 360-degree coverage in the D, E, F, G, and H radar bands, reinforcing the aircraft's defenses against diverse threats. The B-52H is outfitted with the Motorola AN/ALQ-122 multiple false target generator, the AN/ALT-32 noise jammer, and the Northrop Grumman AN/ALQ-153 tail warning set, a pulse Doppler threat warner. Together, these systems contribute to the B-52H's proficiency in navigating and operating in contested environments, heightening its survivability on the contemporary battlefield. Augmenting its defensive capabilities are 12 AN/AL-20 infrared flare dispensers and 8 launchers for the AN/AL-24 chaff dispenser. These countermeasures add a layer of protection, enabling the B-52H to evade and deter potential threats. In October 2011, a $45 million firm fixed-price contract was granted to Radiant Technologies to replace the radomes of Boeing B-52 Stratofortress bombers. This initiative is part of the Defense Logistics Agency's radome replacement program, aimed at ensuring the reliability and effectiveness of the aircraft's radar and communication systems. Examining the aircraft's sensory capabilities, the nose section accommodates steerable chin turrets for the AN/ASQ-151 electro-optical viewing system. This system incorporates the Raytheon AN/AAQ-6 forward-looking infrared in the starboard turret and the Northrop Grumman AN/AVQ-22 low light level television camera in the port turret. The images captured by the EVS are prominently displayed on monochrome screens on both the flight and lower deck, enhancing the crew's situational awareness and targeting capabilities. The offensive avionics system of the B-52H, designated NASQ-176, is a comprehensive suite integrating various components, including a Northrop Grumman strategic radar, Honeywell radar, altimeter, Smith's attitude heading and reference system, Tercom terrain comparison, Teledyne Ryan Doppler navigation radar, Honeywell NASN-131 inertial navigation system, and an IBM Raytheon AN/ASQ-38 bombing and navigation system. Recognizing the need for continuous improvement, the U.S. Air Force awarded Boeing a $108 million contract in January 2000 to upgrade the OAS. This initiative, part of the B-52 Avionics Midlife Improvement Program, introduced the SNU-84 INS, replacing the existing inertial navigation system. The avionics computers underwent upgrades with faster processors, and a new data transfer system was implemented, enhancing the aircraft's overall avionics capabilities. Flight testing of the AMI began in December 2002, and over 20 AMI kits were delivered to the USAF for installation by field teams. This comprehensive upgrade addressed the evolving technological landscape, ensuring the B-52 remained at the forefront of avionics innovation. The formidable B-52H Stratofortress is powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33P3 turbofan engines, each delivering a thrust exceeding 17,000 pounds. These engines drive the aircraft's exceptional performance and capability to fulfill its strategic missions. The B-52H's fueling capabilities are equally impressive, featuring 10 internal and 2 external fuel tanks with a total capacity exceeding 181,000 liters. This substantial fuel reservoir empowers the aircraft with an unrefueled range surpassing 8,600 miles. Such extensive operational reach positions the B-52H as a global force capable of reaching virtually any location on Earth from its continental U.S. base. The integration of turbofan engines enhances the unrefueled range and equips the aircraft with unparalleled flexibility. This enhanced capability allows the B-52H to execute precision strikes on targets worldwide with the convenience of a single air refueling. Even with just one refueling, the operational range spans 7,800 nautical miles, showcasing the aircraft's adaptability and strategic reach. Despite the impressive capabilities of the B-52 Stratofortress, the anticipation surrounding the B-21 Raider suggests a new era of strategic aviation excellence. The B-21 Raider is expected to match the competence of its predecessor, the B-52, and surpass it in several key aspects as it competes with Russia's Tupolev Tu-160. The Tupolev Tu-160, distinguished by its variable geometry wing design, incorporates advanced features that establish its reputation as a formidable strategic bomber, manned by a four-person crew comprising a pilot, co-pilot, bombardier, and defensive systems operator. The aircraft employs a fly-by-wire control system alongside a blended wing profile. With an empty weight of 110 tons, approximately 30% of the Tu-160's composition comprises titanium, with the swing wing hinge emerging as the heaviest component at 6 tons. Powered by 4 Kuznetsov NK-32 afterburning turbofan engines, the Tu-160 boasts the most potent engines ever installed on a combat aircraft. Diverging from the American B-1B Lancer, the Tu-160 retains variable intake ramps, enabling it to achieve an impressive Mach 2.05 speed at altitude. This strategic bomber features a crew ejection system with K-36LM seats for all members. Facilitated by a probe and drogue in-flight refueling system, the Tu-160 possesses an internal fuel capacity of 130 tons, augmenting its range for extended missions. While the refueling system is seldom utilized, it showcased its capabilities in a 2008 air combat exercise involving Tu-160 bombers and Il-78 refueling tankers. The Tu-160 integrates a radar system, including a TSNPO Leninets Obzor-K radar for tracking ground and air targets, alongside a Sopka terrain-following radar. Despite attempts to reduce detectability, it is crucial to acknowledge that the Tu-160 is not classified as a stealth aircraft. The Tu-160's armament is housed in 2 internal bays, each capable of accommodating 20,000 kilograms of free-fall weapons or a rotary launcher for nuclear missiles. The overall weapon load capacity is an impressive 40,000 kilograms. In a departure from the post-World War II Soviet bomber tradition, the Tu-160 lacks defensive weapons. Plans involve arming the Tu-160 with new hypersonic missiles, such as the K-47M2 Kinjal, as announced in 2020. This forward-looking strategy underscores the continuous evolution and enhancement of the Tu-160's capabilities, cementing its status as a cutting-edge strategic bomber. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.